Hey folks, welcome back to Black and White. Here in the Desert Resort, let me say that I am not fond of this area. It's basically big, wide open expanse of almost featureless terrain. I mean, there's some hills, but it's really hard to navigate, know what you have and have not explored. Anyway, Doctor here, he'll heal your Pokemon if you beat him. And he has a Solosis, which I don't believe we've run into yet. It's a Psychic type. It's apparently pretty good, if I understand the metagame correctly, which I don't. But it dies to a Crunch. Very easy. And so, if you're ever running low on health, just come talk to this guy. It's a lot more convenient than the Pokemon Center. Anywho, I'm trying to be organized about exploring this place, but I'm not doing a very good job. It's just... You know, this is just horrible to record. I do not enjoy the section at all, and I look so forward to the next area, because it's not a giant desert. I'm not fond of deserts. Maybe it's because I'm from Seattle, but I don't like deserts. Anyway, Tranquil is the evolution of Pidove. Again, it's like the typical pitchy Tailo, Hoot Hoot. Well, not so much Hoot Hoot. Like, yeah, it's stronger, but it's still normal flying. It's not gonna be a huge threat. Also, I love the Quick Claw. I've mentioned this. I swear that the chance of it working has gone up. Anywho, there are a bunch of trainers around here. Most of them actually don't have desert-related Pokemon, which is a little weird. I don't even remember if she had. It wasn't important, clearly. Anyway, Black Glasses. Raise the power of Dark-type moves. I'm sticking with the Eviolite. Soft Sand raises the power of Ground-type moves. If I decide to use Dig, and if it needs that boost in power, I'll use it. Don't really plan on it. Ooh, hello. We have an item. Yeah, it took me a while to remember to turn on the dowsing machine. There are a good number of items sitting around here, which is, you know, a total pain because, you know, it's giant featureless. So you just have to comb every area. Anyway, hi. These are apparently statues of Pokemon, but if you know what these are, you know that they're not. Mysterious. We might investigate those far later. Anyway, this is the Relic Castle. Not much of a castle, not too many relics. But it's basically some ancient ruins. So, this dude over in black, okay, he died really easily in white, but over in black, this new Pokemon Sigilyph just gave me so much trouble. I cannot, with my current capabilities, deal with psychic flying types like Swoobat and Sigilyph at all, because it resists Psychic from Manfred and resists Grass from Lillo. So, clearly I need a third party member who can actually do some damage to these things. And I show this, just to show that it isn't a cakewalk at this point in the game. Having only 2 Pokemon didn't make it super easy all the time, just most of the time. And there will always be those select situations where you have trouble. Also, I show it because I really like Sigilyph. I'm not going to use one, but it's such a weird design. Also showing off Nightmare. Did I talk about Nightmare? I don't know if I talked about Nightmare. Manfred has Nightmare, so you can inflict constant damage on a sleeping foe. It's pretty nice. Although, unfortunately, enemies don't really stay asleep very long. Ever. I mean, Whirlwind just make things even worse for me. And it brings out Servine. I really need to just put Servine in my box. He's just death fodder, and I hate having to use him as death fodder. He survived that well, I'll give him that. Good for him. Kudos for him. He's still not a part of the team, because he doesn't have a nickname. That's how it works. Anywho, sending out Manfred once again, because Lillo would die to Air Cutter, basically. Stupid critical. I know our hitter has a high chance of criticals, but still irritating. I'm allowed to get annoyed at the game, okay? It happens. I'm allowed to get angry at non-sentient things. Future Sight. Causes a pretty powerful attack, like 2 turns in the future or something. Not really my cup of tea, very situational. Anyway, if you run on these quicksand pits, you will fall down. And down here, there's an item picked up, one hidden, one not. It really pays just to have the dowsing machine on at all times. And revive. Now let's doodly, up we go. This person, I think she had a solosis or something, I don't remember. Nothing important. Anyway, walk over here, and this girl will give you a fossil. And since I'm only going to be using I'm only going to be using Lilo in white, pretty pointless for me to grab one in white. But in black, well, I don't know, let's just say I got a little excited. So if you take the fossil back to the handy-dandy museum over here, this lady will take it and give you a fossil Pokemon back. Much more convenient than the fossil Pokemon on the original Red and Blue. Anyway, the cover fossil will give you Tortuga, or Tirtoga. Tortuga means turtle in Spanish. Anywho, this one will be named Berlanga, which has something to do with the Galapagos Islands, I don't even remember. Anywho, new team member, let's show him off. So yeah, it is a water rock, much like Ammonite and Kabuto. But I'm okay with that, because I need a water type, and I really like him as a water type. Anyway, teleporting. Hope that didn't confuse you at all. You will see Berlanga in action a little bit later, but for now, let's just fight some more trainers. Yay! I wish I didn't feel an obligation to fight all these, even though I'm not showing most of them. Here's Gothita. It's, I believe, a black exclusive capture, since I never ran into one to white. It's a psychic type. It's a lot like Jinx, I feel like, except different evolutionary kind of stuff, but female only, kind of weird for certain fetishists kind of psychic type, you know. Yeah, I'm trying to be even quicker about editing out those wild battles. I should just use repels, honestly, I should. I don't know why I don't. Anywho, item over his aisle. Down here. Berry Candy. Raises a Pokemon's level by 1. Generally not intended for use on a math scale, because basically, Pokemon won't be as strong. To simplify things for people who don't care about the game mechanics, your Pokemon will not be as good as they would if they had been leveled up normally. But if you've been using a Pokemon for a really long time, it won't really matter as much. I will say nothing more complicated because nobody cares. And here we got Rangers in the Desert. And what does this one have? A Ducklet. Ducklet is one of those Pokemon where I'm like, really? That's pretty boring, because look, it's a duck. And it's blue. Like, I'm okay with simple designs. Like, Seal is a simple design that I like, but it's just a duck. It's not... It's... And as always, the ranger will give you a berry. Of course, I'm super indecisive about what item I want to go after. Do I want to get a hidden item? Do I want to get the obvious item? Whatever. Stardust you can sell for money. It's a good thing. Anyway, here's Berlanga in action. I think I forgot to fight this guy in white, so this is a good opportunity to show this guy. It's the worst name ever, by the way. Anyway, this is a Pokemon that appears in the wild in the Relic Castle, but I didn't show it because, yeah, basically. Anyway, I gave Berlanga a little bit of off-screen leveling up, not too much. And of course, just because it wants to be an asshole, Yamask uses Will-O-Wisp, which burns, which will cut your attack power in half. Berlanga is a mostly physical attacker, which is nice compared to special attackers in Manfred and Lillo. Although there's no equivalent for burn for special attacks, so physical attackers do have that little crutch. That was phrased pretty poorly, but I hope you get what I said. And luckily I had a burn heal. Could have used the Raspberry that I just received, but eh. Anyway, Yamask are apparently pretty horrifying if you look at the Pokédex entry. The mask is of the face that they had when they were alive or something, I don't remember. Anyway, Moonid dies to Crunch, yeah. A Mummy basically eliminates the opponent's ability, which is cool. It might come to bite me in the butt later on in the game. It's possible. I'm not sure. There's one fight that I'm thinking of. And here, another Rostberry. And there's items around here somewhere. Rock Tomb, it's a rock type move. I don't think I'll have a use for it, but I considered it. Anywho, item coming up right around here. Ooh, and there's another thing. See, this is what I mean by in the middle of nowhere. You need the dowsing machine to find this stuff. Anywho, this here is another section of the Relic Castle. And I was interrupted by wild Pokemon because they're jerks. And we cannot get that item as of yet, I believe. So let's exit here. Grab this wonderful item right here. It's a heart scale. Later on in the game, you can use them to relearn moves that you either passed up or forgot. I will be using that on Lillo. If you do some research, you can figure out what I'll do with it. And that takes care of the Desert Resort. It seems pretty painless. I found it tedious to record. Not so bad to actually play, but I'm trying to make a giant expansive desert interesting, and that doesn't really work. So, I hope you tolerated this, and I'll see you guys next time.